Hi fellow investors, and thanks for joining me on my journey to financial independence. In this overview, I will cover the month of October and show you exactly how much I invested, how much cash flow my investments generated, and explain the challenges I encountered. I also added a new platform to my portfolio to replace a lagging one. I will also cover major developments, including the legislative changes in Poland which herald the exit of many P2P platforms. So, let's get started. I invested a further €500 on CrowdPair, increasing my portfolio size to €4,060. The annual interest rate, as stated in my account, grew from 9.13% to 9.54%. CrowdPair continues to offer sufficient investing opportunities and my funds are fully invested. My CrowdPair account returned €40.51 of interest in October. I plan to expand my CrowdPair position to around €5,000, see how that performs, and possibly expand further, based on the performance. Robocash continues to perform well with little to no cash drag. Although they reduced the interest rates on September 18, I still topped it up with an additional €2,500, bringing my total account value to €7,696.98. My average interest rate dropped from September's 10.14% to 9.99% and generated €45.25 of interest. The Robocash team also published a study of 55 P2P platforms of consumer loans, business loans, agriculture and farming, and real estate loans. The study concludes that consumer lending and business are leading the way by segment. Agricultural platforms are actively gaining traction. I also observed agricultural platforms like land and heavy finance gaining popularity due to their safe loans backed by collateral. I have mixed feelings about Income Marketplace due to the problems with their lenders and cash drag. I withdrew a total of €779.96 of uninvested funds. I still have €746.82 on the account that I will withdraw if they don't get invested. I could probably get the funds invested with less defensive auto-invest settings, but I am unwilling to change my investment strategy. The funds generated €50.92 of interest. The biggest news at Income Marketplace was a change at the helm of the company. The COO Lavrenti was promoted to director and CEO, and Kimmo Ritkinen, the current founder and CEO, will be taking an active founder position with a focus on new partnerships, regulatory license applications, and the next funding round of the company. The new CEO has experience within Income Marketplace and I believe he is well suited for the position. With another €500 top-up and reinvestment of profits, my land account grew to €8,944.71. My portfolio deteriorated compared to the previous month. The number of delayed loans for longer than 31 days increased from 17 to 27. Although the increase in delayed loans is noticeable, I am not too concerned considering the low loan-to-value ratios. As already reported, I have become more selective when choosing loans and disabled auto-invest. I cherry-pick loans with stronger collateral such as land and machinery. The selection of loans remains good, but I expect a reduction in new loans during the winter due to the cyclical nature of agricultural loans. The investment generated €48.46 of interest. Land recently experienced some technical problems and loans with a full bullet interval schedule were temporarily unavailable for buying or selling. With the last €500 top-up, my PeerBerry account grew to €10,661.54. I am actively managing the investments with manual interventions. Every workday at around 8 a.m., I invest available funds in newly advertised loans. The success of manual investing is noticeable and this week's income rose to €70.85, double compared to September. A welcome development in October was PeerBerry's announcement regarding improvements in the auto-invest tool. The improvements will take a few weeks and will be carried out in several stages. The changes are aimed at increasing the efficiency of the Auto Invest tool. Finally, the biggest news in the P2P landscape was this month from Poland, which announced new legislation, prohibiting lenders from borrowing funds from investors through platforms. This prompted PeerBerry to announce a pullout from Poland by January 1, 2024. PeerBerry also announced that small volumes of new loans will be listed and all loans will be repaid by the end of the year. I predict that this will have an impact on loan availability and increase cash drag in the short term. To counter this development, PeerBerry already announced new investment opportunities in Mexico, Tanzania, Nigeria, Colombia and South Africa. The addition of new markets is welcome, however none of them have the stability of Poland. Esketit delivered this month a masterclass in interconnectedness of the global economy and volatility. The conflict in the Middle East sent shockwaves reaching Esketit investors. The Jordan-issued loans were quickly rejected by investors, including me, due to the increased risks. This led to thousands of Jordan loans remaining uninvested on the primary market and even more, being sold on the secondary market. I disabled my Jordan Auto Invest, withdrew the uninvested funds and distributed them across the other platforms. Despite the current volatility, I remain convinced by Esketit and plan to invest further as soon as the funds can be absorbed by non-Jordan loans or the volatility recedes. With this in mind, Esketit addressed many of the Jordan-related concerns in their latest blog post and highlighted Jordan's neutral stance regarding the conflict and peaceful demonstrations across Jordan. Following the withdrawal of funds, my Esketit portfolio dropped to €7,552.41 and generated €85.11 of interest. With the disappointing financials reported in the 2022 annual report and the difficulties with recoveries, Estate Guru lost some of the investors' confidence, including mine. Until they deliver on their promise of loan recovery, I will remain on the sidelines observing and withdrawing the funds. In October 2023 I withdrew €840.83, thereby reducing the exposure to Estate Guru to €8,613.62. Nonetheless, my conservative investments with less exposure to the non-performing German loans still managed to generate €74.88 of interest. Estate Guru also informed investors on November 9 regarding a further recovered loan in Latvia. I am happy about every completed recovery but hope they will soon be done in Germany. My ViaInvest position is now worth €10,521.42 and I will be reinvesting the profits until the returns reach €100. In October my investments returned €88.35 of interest. ViaInvest keeps delivering steady returns with little to no cash drag. Although ViaInvest doesn't share the performance of its loan portfolio, it took a step forward in terms of transparency and posted an article on its blog about its leading loan originator VIASMS from Latvia. If you are an investor on the platform or thinking about it, be sure to read it. The link will be in the video description. Bondora was dethroned as my biggest position and my plan to reduce it further has slowed down since other platforms are unable to absorb the additional funds. My €10,593.94 generated €58.24 of interest. Bondora is introducing some interface changes and optimizing the user experience. Unfortunately, they don't address the fundamental reason why people invest on their platform, which is earning money. As long as the interests remain locked at 6.75%, investors will be unlikely to deploy additional capital, especially since they can get 4% on their euro deposits and even more on USD and GBP at their banks. Rento is my newest addition to the P2P portfolio. I opened the account in August 2023 and since August invested a total of €5,000 on the platform. The reason for opening Rento was to be able to deploy the uninvested capital from other platforms and to serve as an alternative to Estate Guru. Unlike other platforms, the cash flows of Rento projects depend on rental income. Because of its buy-to-let strategy, the platform is considered a lower-risk investment compared to development real estate investments. As Estate Guru, the platform is regulated, adding another layer of protection for investors. The biggest drawback is the €500 minimum investment and little choice. The interests start at 6.5%, but though they are not the only income Rento generates. Investors also receive capital gains, normally at around 1.5% annually, based on the success of the project. In October 2023, I earned €7.04 of interest. My observation is that it is getting increasingly difficult to deploy capital on reliable P2P platforms. With Poland's P2P exit, the increased risks for the Jordan loans on Esketit and complications with Estate Guru and Income Marketplace, my options for investments reduced considerably. Land's return on invested capital also remains rather low and is, according to my calculations, is around 6.5%. The new additions in my portfolio, CrowdPair and Rento, still have to prove themselves, and I will keep the exposure on them limited. So far my only potential for the growth of the portfolio are Robocash, PeerBerry, and possibly ViaInvest, where I plan to invest additional funds going past my self-imposed €10,000 cap per platform. All of those have a long track record and I feel comfortable deploying additional capital. My income for October 2023 from P2P investments was €569.61. A €112.50 increase compared to the previous month. With the additional investment, my portfolio rose to €77,450.91, and I am well on track reaching the 80,000 goal by the end of this year. I hope you enjoy these videos. Although rather simple, they take up a lot of my free time to make. Please let me know how your investments are going. If you wish to support me on my investment journey, please subscribe and like the video or use any of the referral links in the video description. As always, remember that every investment carries considerable risks. Do not invest money that you cannot afford to lose, and do not blindly trust something you stumble across on YouTube. I am also looking forward to an exchange of views, so please drop a comment. Thanks for watching.